Okay, welcome again. Good afternoon again. This part I must repeat because somebody is going to listen this video. They must hear the greetings. Anyway, today we talked about, and we will talk about again about polymorphism. And related to polymorphism, we must learn a few keywords which are virtual, abstract, override, and interface. These are the main part. With the interface, we are going to probably use array, how to use this array. And I will try to show you in the code area, like step by step, all of them. And I told you in the okay, so then Ganesan, you can just go to the other class. The one that I'm recording is going to be recorded and shared in the YouTube. Like the previous one, I'm going to we are going to put it, I'm going to put it in Platon in the required element area. And then if you watch it from there, you are going to get your attendance, okay? So then this is for everybody as well. So then if you watch it from Platon, it's important because I can just see that you watch there. If you watch it from Platon, so then you don't need to attend Kahoot. If you attended Kahoot here, you don't need to attend in Platon, okay? So then it's like vice versa. Anyway, so then we were talking about polymorphism. So then the things that you are just, you know everything about, you learned until now or until next week's, the project that I'm going to give you, you can be able to do that one. And I just again tell you, for the algorithm, for the logic of the behind of the project, you can ask me and my assistant as well. You know him. We are going to share our knowledge with you. Of course, we cannot do the tasks for you, but we can just tell you, do this way, do the other way, use encapsulation, use polymorphism, or the other things. So then that's why it's important for you to attend my classes. Anyway, so then we started recording now, and it's practice time now. So first of all, I'm going to share my desktop to see what's happening here. This is number one. And number two, I'm going to start Visual Studio, as you see on the screen. Okay, so then we created a new project. So Windows Form application. I will just do the traditional version first. After that, I will show the one that we are learning. First of all, here we have a button, and let me put here 3 text boxes to see the results. So, and even list box to see the results. One list box here to show the results, and I'm going to put 3 text boxes here, as you see. Where is it? Where is it? I will find. Wait. Text box. Here is one. Okay, and I will put the second one here, and I will put the third one here. Okay, maybe it's going to be needed, that's why. So first thing, what are we going to do? We are going to create we are talking about shapes. Okay, so then what I can advise you now, think about what we have done as a shape. Was our main class, I can say, but in your life, in your computer, you can think about animals. Okay, so what I mean, animal is the shape, similar to shape, like is the base class. Okay, animal. So then think about it. So when you say animal, what do you think? What can you understand in your mind? So for the animals, for example, when I talk about shape, what do you think? Shape, does it mean that square? Does it mean that triangle? Does it mean that rectangle? We don't know. It's a shape. It's just common name. For when you say animal, so what is this? What that animal is? Is it lion? Is it like snake? What is it? So then that's why animal is also like a shape, is the main base class, and from there you can derive classes. So then, for example, you can say animal. For example, you can say lion. So then from animal class, you created lion class. So that animal class can be interface. Today you are going to learn. And then from this interface, you can create a lion. Or from the animal class, you can create a snake, for example. Okay. So anyway, so then you will just try to do some logic about it, and you can create some programs. For now, we are going to play with the numbers. Of course, we can put some pictures as well to make it like more visible. Okay, for our program here, I'm just creating a new class. As you may remember here, I just click class. So now the name of class, we are talking about shape. Okay, so then I give the name. So then as you see here on the screen, I created a shape class. Okay, so let us think like from the scratch, from the beginning that I explained to you for the shape. So then when we talk about shape, it should be 2-dimension. So at least it should have public integer, let's say height or width. Let's take it width. So then what is this? At least there is a width and there will be height depending on. So this width can be sometime, how do you call, diameter for the, or half diameter for the circle. Okay, and we know every shape has an area. So then now I'm just making public integer area. And what is the area for the shape? So I'm going to return something. I have to return something. So then I'm just making here, just return width, for example, just width. So logically it's not okay because only, sorry, excuse me. So then, thank you. So we just talking about width only. So then area is going to be width only, which is not good, but at least there is something here. So step by step, we have a button here, button 1. Double click, so button 1 opened here. So then as you know that we can just write some comments, some codes here. For example, we do have a shape. From shape, we have S as a new object, shape. You can see that. And what I am saying here, S dot width is equal to, can be 10, for example. So text box 1 dot text is equal to S dot area to string. So logically you can understand that if the width is 10 centimeter or 10 whatever it is, so the area is going to be same as width, because our shape class is saying that, if you look at here, shape class is saying that you take the width, you return the width for the area. So then at the end of the day, when you run this program, look at here, when you click button 1, you can see 10 appears here, okay? So of course, instead of just putting 10 immediately, you can say convert to int 32, as you know, convert to int 32. In parentheses, you can put text box 1 dot text. From the user, you can take it. And after that, text box 2 dot text is equal to area. You can just make it like this. So then what's going to happen? From here, you put 18. When you click button, area is 18. So you just created a shape. You are getting the edge, width, and you are having 18 as a result for the area. Okay, so then this is how it works. Now what I want to say, I want to create a rectangle from here, from this shape. So then to create a rectangle from the project, here is the class. And the name of class is rectangle class. Okay. So as you see, I created rectangle class. So this rectangle class is derived from shape class. Are you with me? So then in other words, do I need to put here the width? No, it's going to come from the shape directly. So then what am I going to do? I'm going to add public integer height only. Height. And after that, I'm going to return public integer area. Okay. Why am I doing this? Because the shape has area already. So this area shape also has it. Let's look at here. It is also here, as you see. I'm just redoing this area because my area for the rectangle width multiplied by height. But in the shape, it says only width. So that's why, what am I doing? For the rectangle, I'm just saying that return. What is the error? Semicolon. It should be semicolon here. Return height multiply by width. There is no width here. There is no width here, but I can use width here. Why I can use width here? Because shape has width already. Okay, I'm just checking if there is a message here. It seems there is no message, right? Okay, good. All right. So now we have area. Okay, let us look at our code again. So this is our code. Button 1, look at here. We created a shape. From the shape we have the width, which is from the shape, and which is text box 1, and the result text box 2. Let's make it text box 3. Okay, text box 3. So let us run the program again to see what's happening. So if I put text box 1 35, when you click button 1, text box 3 is 35. Why? Because width, because the area is calculated like return width only, which is text box 1. So let us look at here. We are going to create a rectangle. So then we are not going to be busy with the shape. So I'm going to make it like a comment line. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to create rectangle. Okay. So then I created rectangle R, which is new rectangle. Sorry. R dot now. First of all, width. That width is coming from shape. You must remember that. Convert to int 32 in parentheses text box 1 dot text. So then we do have text box 1 for the width. R dot height is equal to convert to int 32 text box 2 dot text. So then from this point, so as you see, we do have width and height. Question, text box 3 is equal to, text box 3 dot text is equal to, what is that? R dot area, of course, to string. Okay, so then what is the area to string? So it is R width multiplied by R height. Okay, so let us run it. And when you put here 5 multiplied by 3, result is 15 appears here. Okay. Okay, this is how it works. So the question here, let's do this way. Let's open this shapes. Okay. So what's happening here? If you look at here, we do have a shape which is S, and we do have a rectangle which is R, and we're using area from the shape, we're using area from the rectangle. So normally, if you look at the rectangle here, if we don't have such kind of area, look at here, we don't have area. So rectangle is derived from the shape. It has height, and when we look at the code here, area R has area. So where does this area come from? From the shape class. Okay. So then what's going to happen? When you run the program? So then text box 1 is 30, for example. Text box 2 is 2, for example. When you click button, this 30 will go to width. This 2 is going to go to height. So then what is the area? For this rectangle? Normally it was supposed to be 60, but as you see on the screen, it is 30. Why? Because the previous area we just deleted. We have only area, which is width. Understand? So that's why only 30 appears here. So let's come back our topic. So then this rectangle should have area. I'm just opening it back. Okay, so then this is, what are we doing now? We are doing method hiding. Okay, So we are doing method hiding. How do I understand? Because the base class has area already. I'm just doing method hiding by using the same name into derived class. All right. So let us see what's going to happen in the next step. Instead of putting the result in the text box tree, let us put the result, this as area, in the list box to see all the steps one by one. List box items dot add in parentheses s dot area. Okay, so result is coming into list box item for the S, for the shape. Again, for the R, you will see another set here. List box 1 items add. I'm just opening and closing here. Okay. So same thing I did. I just change it. First, S area will go in list box 1, and R area is going to go list box 1 as well. The first one is shape. The second one is rectangle. In other words, first time we are going to see only width. This is the area, and the second time height multiplied by width. So when we run the program, if you put here again like 40 and the height is 3, as you see, the first result is shape only width. Second result is 3 multiplied by 40, which is rectangle. So then, as you see, it works properly for this one. Okay, next step. What am I going to do? I'm going to show you if you create a shape, for example S2, which is equal to new rectangle. I told you in the beginning, is it possible or not? As you know that I told you this rectangle is a class which is created from, which is derived from the shape. That's why it is possible. There is no syntax error, as you see, right? Okay, question. Can I say rectangle R2 is equal to new shape? Is it possible to do that? As you see, red line appears. And let us try to run. Of course, the red line appears, and then we will see the error. What does it say? Cannot implicitly convert data type. Okay. So then shape is base on top, rectangle is derived. So father, son. So then you cannot create a father put into son. Understand? But you can create a son put into father. Try to understand. That's why I'm just giving these kind of examples. Okay. So it is impossible, but the previous one, this is possible. Okay. Shape covers rectangle. Okay. Now the point is that let's go back to shape. This width as a default value, I'm putting here 5. This rectangle height as a default value. As a default value, I'm putting here 10. Okay, width is 5, height is 10 as a default value. Okay, Litoko, you want to take over the control? You are not happy that I am controlling? Okay, so then height is 10 for the rectangle and shape is 5 for the shape. So when you run the program, as you see, nothing changes. Okay, nothing changed because at the end of the day, you put some information here, 30 and 2, for example, and 30, 2 times 30, 60 appears here. This is for shape area. This is for the rectangle area. Why? Because there are default values, but we are putting the new values. The default values are disappearing. So why did I do that one? Because I'm trying to make the third operation. First operation, shape that we created. Second operation, rectangle that we created. Now, here from shape, I created a variable which is S2. And I created an object which is rectangle into S2. All right. So question, can I say S2 dot width is equal to, for example, convert 2int 32 and the value text box 1 dot text. Is it possible? Of course, because S2 is a shape and we can have width, no problem. What about, can I say S2 dot height? Can you see in the list height? No. So then even if you write it here, so as you see, even if you put some values here, whatever it is, as you see, there is an error because S2 doesn't have height. Why? Because S2 is a father class, but your object in this father class is rectangle. So this S2 can have only S2, which is shape properties, shape methods. If you look at here, shape is here, public integer width 5, you see? Public integer area width. So rectangle, if you look at here, height is 10, right? So then look at here, then you are not getting anything to height, right? And I'm going to just put something here, list box 1 items dot add in parentheses S2 dot area. What's happening here? I'm going to show the area of S2. What is S2? Which is rectangle. So it's going to be rectangle area or shape area. Let us see. Okay, it's going to be rectangle area or shape area. For example, 100 2. So the first line is going to be shape because definitely it's like shape object from the shape class. So the first one is going to be 100. Second one is the rectangle, but the third line, is it going to be rectangle or shape? Okay. First one is shape, so you can see here. Second one is rectangle. The third one, is it going to be rectangle area or shape area? So look at here, you can see it is shape area. You understand what I mean? So the properties in the shape, are only shape properties and you can use only shapes. But at the end of the day, you created a rectangle already. Okay? So then you put a rectangle, but not all itself. Only some properties about which is related to shape, okay, in the screen. Is this part clear? So then what is it called? What is it called? It is called method hiding, okay? It is called method hiding. So in the coding area here, I'm not going to change anything, okay? Only here, what I am saying, there is an area for the shape. There is an area for the shape. For this area, I put here a keyword, which is virtual. What's happening? You created a public virtual integer area. You created a method and it's a virtual method. Okay. And I am running the program. As you see, even if you didn't write there any code, result same. Okay. Why it is same? Because you are still using very same shape. Because this virtual is hidden here, no, without any overridden. So that's why in the rectangle, come back here, look at here, coming, yes. Rectangle is from shape. So it is method hiding, but when you say override, so what are you doing now? It's not method hiding. This virtual method, which is created in shape, now you are just overridden it. So then you just seal it, in other words. So then run the program and see what's going to happen. 100 multiplied by 2, and the result is going to be, yes, result is going to be 1000. Why? Why? Let me just open again and show you the code area. Here is from 1. Look, maybe from here I can just run one more time, right? You can see the codes. So I will put here 100. I will put here 2. Remember, when I click button, it is 1000, 100, 200, and 1000. Why? So 100, it's 100 because of this. We created a shape from the shape. So then S area, which is only width. Let us look at here. S area, which is only width. What is width? This value, which is 100, right? That's why we have seen 100. In the second line, we put here R area. What is R area? Rectangle area. What is rectangle area? R width, R height. So we have text box 1, text box 2. So then what do we have in text box 1, text box 2? 102. So then what is R area? Let us check it. R area, height multiplied by width. The result is, as you see, sorry. The result is 200. Okay. And let's come back to third one. Shape S2 is new rectangle. We created a rectangle object and put into S2. First thing, do we have S2.height? We cannot have it because height belongs to rectangle, does not belong to shape. That's why we cannot put anything into height. But as you may remember, we put here 10 as a default value for the height. We didn't change the value, but there is a 10 there. Okay, the next part. S2 width is text box 1 text, so which is 100. Now the question, remember the previous one? When you say S2 area, if it was method hiding, I was going to use shapes method. Now it's not method hiding, it is virtual override. So then in the shape base class, we just made the virtual area method be overridden into rectangle. Because of that, when you create rectangle, this overridden method is assigned into S2. That's why S2.area is going to run rectangles methods. So which is 10 is the height, 100 is the text box 1, which is width. So 10 multiplied by 100, the result is 1000 appears on the screen. Okay, did you understand the difference between where is it here? Did you understand the difference between method hiding and the virtual override? This virtual override part is the polymorphism part, okay? That is the polymorphism. Are you with me? Now, maybe at the end of classroom today, I just mentioned already, we can do casting the data type, okay? So then let us just come back our topic here. Let us just come back our topic here. Pay attention, pay attention. Just to remind you, in this part, I'm going to write something. If we have integer a is equal to, not a equal to, integer a. If we have double b is equal to 3.567, whatever it is, okay? So then it's possible, right? Can I say a is equal to b? Is it possible to say that? As you see, there is a red line here. If you try to run it, there is no error. What is the error? Cannot implicitly convert type double into int. So then double cannot be put into int. All right, this is what it's saying. So then we were just saying at the beginning, it is going to be a casting of the data type. So I'm just making it here integer because they are all, both of them are the numeric variable. So then I can convert this b into integer, right? And after that, I'm going to, let me just take this part, sorry, take this part to here at the bottom to see what's happening, that's why, okay? And I'm not going to work with them. I will just close all. And here I'm going to do one thing. I have an a at the moment, which is equal to b. B is a double value. This double value is going to convert into integer. So then when we convert into integer, let me see what's going to happen. Into text box 1 dot text is equal to a dot to string. What am I going to see on the text box 1? And text box 2 dot text is equal to b dot to string again to see a and b what's happening. Okay, so then run the program. I didn't create anything and I'm just going to put the values. You see a is 3, which is integer part of this double value, which is b. Okay, so then as you see, it is we are just converting, because they are both numbers, we are converting this double into integer. You understand this part, right? Okay, you remember this one we just did before. So then in parentheses we put. Okay, let us come back here and let me open the codes again. So I'm just going to open this codes. All right, please somebody say yes or no. Am I so fast? Or it's okay? Fast, quick, speed, it's okay. All right, let us carry on now. So here is our topic, as you may remember, I told you as well. So what is that? What's happening here? Can I say S2 as a shape is equal to rectangle? You're welcome. We can say that, okay? S2 dot width. Check. Let us. Okay. S2 dot width. Okay. S2 dot width. When we say S2 dot width, we can have text box 2, text box 1 dot text. Remember, can I say S2 dot height? Can I say that? Unfortunately, I cannot. Why? Because S2 is shape. It's not rectangle. Look at here. S2, can it be converted to rectangle? Remember this. Similar to integer that we did. Remember? So now S2 is a shape, but the data type, I am changing S2 to rectangle. Okay. And I put in parentheses all of them. Dot width. You see what I did? So here I converted this S2 shape into rectangle and I have a width. Look at here. I say dot height. You see, I can is equal to, for example, convert to int 32 text box 2 dot text. See what I did here? So now, because S2 was already shape, I just converted this S2 by using casting system, and we did convert it to rectangle. Then, because it's rectangle now, dot height is possible. So then we do have width, we do have height, and the area, whatever we have in our boxes, in text box 1 and in text box 2, for example, 100, for example, 2, when you just run it, as you see, 100, 200, 200. What is 100? It is shape, which is width only. What about 200, which is rectangle, height multiplied by width, which is 2 multiplied by 100. What about S2? Area is also rectangle result because we change our S2 shape into rectangle. Okay, so as you see, we just used our virtual. Let us repeat this part: virtual and override. Is it possible to delete this span? As you may see here, look, there is no area for the rectangle, and the rectangle has a shape, right? Rectangle has, inherited from the shape. So then it is inherited from the shape. So shape is here. It is virtual. So logically think about it. I said can be we can be able to create a new overridden area. Okay, it's not obligatory. And as you see, everything is working. As if it is 100, the result is going to be for 100 for all of them. You see why? Because all the time only shapes area method is working, because there is no other area method. There is no here, so using the shape one. Understand? So that's why for the virtual, doing or using override or not using override, depending on you. So then you are free to not use area. But let us put it here. Okay, this was the first part of the virtual and override. Now the second part that we were talking about. So here is our shape. Okay, here is our shape. Can we say something like this? So what is this return width that we are saying? Okay, we are saying return width. So it's not logical. If there is a shape, it should be 2-dimension. Any shape, it can be anything. There should be at least one line, but the area. So as a developer, I am creating a shape to be able to use by the other developers. Okay, so that's why I don't care what is this. You understand what I mean? I delete this. Okay, and what is the area? Look at here. It says public virtual integer area, which is wrong. Even you can say here only public integer area, which is also wrong. Okay, so then what are you doing here? You are creating an area method. Okay, what is the body? There is no body. I am sorry. So then what are you doing here? You are creating abstract. So then what happened now? You created an abstract method, which means that your method have to be overridden somewhere. Okay, but when you run it, there is an error. What is the error? Let us check together. So here, abstract, it's okay. Contain, I see. There is an abstract method. So sentence is coming. If in your class there is any abstract method, even one of them, you welcome. Your class should be abstract as well. Okay. So then as you see, this is important. You have an abstract class and you created an abstract method, and which means that this abstract method should be overridden here. All right. So if, I don't care. I don't want any area. So then I just close this one. Okay. Is it possible? It is impossible. Okay. Without overridden this abstract, you cannot use it. Look at here, there is an error. What is that? Saying that does not implement inheritant abstract member. In other words, rectangle cannot have the class if it is just inherited from shape. You should definitely have area which is overridden. Okay, whatever you write here, because I'm creating rectangle, I did multiplication of two numbers. If I use triangle, divide by 2. If I use square, I can do only the square, something like this. Okay, so is that clear? So then what I am trying to say now, this is the shape. I created abstract method. So what's going to be area for the shape? I don't know. Whatever you create. If you create a triangle, then it's going to be divide by 2. If it's going to be square, it's going to be square. It's going to be rectangle, A multiplied by B. You understand what I mean? So then you just force the person who is creating the other shape from the shape class, you force them to put some body inside of the area class. Okay, now the question, is there any other error here? Definitely there is one error that we didn't delete. What is that? Run, there is an error. Let's see what's that. Cannot create instance of the abstract class. You may remember that I told you. Let us look at the form 1. Do you remember this? What was it? From shape class, you cannot create an object. Why? Because this shape class is abstract class. Okay, so then from the shape class, I am sorry, this area should be cleared. Okay, so then you cannot create an object from an abstract class. You can create an object from rectangle, it's okay. Look, I didn't say you cannot create a variable. I said you cannot create an object. So then shape S is okay, but new shape is impossible, okay? So you cannot create an object. So I left the other part as it is and I run the program. And I say it is 100 and I say it is 2, for example. Look at here when you run it. What happens? 200, 200. Why? Because rectangle, you created a rectangle and it is like text box 1 multiplied by text box 2 because of the area in rectangle, okay? That's it. What about the other one? Same thing, okay? Same thing. S2 is our shape, but it's an abstract. You cannot create a new shape. You can create a new rectangle or new triangle or new whatever you created. So then at the end of the day, you have width and height. And of course, the area is going to be coming from rectangle. All right. Is that clear? How to use the abstract? Okay. So then you create abstract, should be abstract class, and it's going to appear here. As you see, you just overridden this abstract method into rectangle. All right. So let us carry on the next step. What is that? It is interface. What is interface? For the interface from the shape again, I'm just changing everything here. First of all, I deleted this abstract, number 1. Number 2, I have to delete this properties. There is no property in the interface. Somehow there can be, but I say no. All right. And the next thing, abstract word is not available. So this is the plain one. So don't forget, first of all, there is no word as class, there is interface, okay? Special keyword. Secondly, we use generally I shape, okay? Saying I shape, which means that interface. It is showing that interface. So somewhere else when we put like IS, so this is interface. And one more thing, you don't need to put public, remember? Because we do have integer area. What do you understand here when we look at here? We created an interface, which is I shape. And we have an area in our I shape, okay? Which means that if we create any kind of class, if we derive any kind of class from I shape, we should have an area, and we should have, for example, circumference. Is it written like this? I don't know. Okay, circumference. Okay, so every shape that we have will have area and will have circumference. Okay, can I make this integer private, for example? Sorry, private integer area. Probably it's going to give us a problem when I run it. Okay, the first, you see the first problem here. The namespace shape could not be found, rectangle, not this one, the second one. You see, the modifier private is not valid for this item. So then what does it say? It cannot be private. Think about it. You are saying that you have an I shape interface, which is area. I mean, I shape is which has area. You have an interface I shape and which has area. You're creating an area method to be able to use into the derived classes. So then how can you use this area into the other classes? So then it should be public. You cannot make it private. So shall I write public here? No, as a default value, it's hidden there as public. Okay. So as you see, this area and circumference from I shape, when you create a class as a derived class, you have to have area and circumference. And here is the rectangle. So there is no more shape because we changed it to I shape, as you may remember. Okay. And we do have public height. Could I put here public height? No, because it is properties. Okay. So because the name of the, okay, let us leave it like this. Maybe there won't be any problem. Okay, here I put height here. Okay, from height, from I shape. And again, for the rectangle, I have to have integer width as well. And as you see here, public override integer area. So why am I doing this? Because I have area. Now, can I run the program? Let me see. I'm sorry. Why? Rectangle is not inherited properly yet. Why? Because let me just check here. Circumference. Yes, I forgot the circumference. So then I say public override integer circumference. Now return, what is the return of the circumference? Height plus width, yes, multiplied by 2. Okay, this is how you use circumference. Yeah? How do you calculate circumference? When we run it, what is the problem? There is a problem. I knew that there is a problem. Rectangle, no suitable method found to override. Probably we are not going to use override. Sorry, there is an error. Shape is the okay. So then what am I going to do? Because I told you, and then we face to this error. It's good to face it to tell you. Here is shape, and here is also shape. Why it is shape? Because name of this class should have the same name as the file name. Okay, shape. shape name, shape CS. That's why. In the future, when we just create an interface, we are going to use iShape. Okay, let me run it now. Uh-oh, there is still problem. Does not contain definition with width and no extension. Okay, I'm just going to pause. Okay, sorry. Pause the recording. And I will just put the second one.